Hello everybody, this is CRT Blacks here. We're here for PRL round 6, and to be honest, the last 2 rounds before this, let's just say, did not go so well. Spain, well actually, Spain, I had an amazing start. Worked myself up to P2 and crashed, and then finished 14th. I think it was 14th. And then Monza, good quality position, good race start. Lost a few spots and got them right back. And as you see, rain here is actually projected for the race. And Monza, we hit a curb out of the last chicane, and yeah, I couldn't. I had the full steering going right, and it just was going left. There's just nothing I could have did. So, yeah, we're kind of going into this race with just praying at this point. So, but this is my favorite track, so I do feel okay about it. I know this track is very easy to lose your car because the curves are very deadly here, and but we're gonna go here on the medium lap, and as we're coming to take the green here, yeah, my confidence is, I'll say, pretty decent. It's not like I have full-on confidence right now. I'm kind of just working myself up. That's kind of how I take it. As you see me have a little bit of mistake. Destroyer sets a 111.3, so. And then Suzuki does a 111.0, which I believe was on the soft tire, as we don't really go through that turn very nicely. Took it a little bit low. Well, I really wouldn't say low, but we really didn't get off the corner well, and it's a 24.8. So, yeah, not a very good first sector at all. So now going through here, I felt sector 2 was really the difference point for me. I was really quick through sector 2. I felt probably even the best car through here, because my car was kind of a downforce setup. It really wasn't meant for straight line speed. I did everything I could for straight line speed, but yeah, it's mainly downforce, because this track is mainly downforce. You know, straight line speed it's really non-existent, if I had to say. You can't really run a low setup here, but coming in the line, we're going P3, a 10th off Suzuki, and I immediately thought that my sector 1, because my sector 1 was pretty bad. So we're actually going to go for another lap and see if we can get pole here. So yeah, we charged up the battery, cooled down the tires, and did a little bit of warm up coming to the green. So here we go. As yeah, my controller was giving me issues this race. As you see, I didn't get to hit a DRS sign, or button. So this lap's already, yeah, we're already looking pretty bad here. But we get I guess an okay turn 1. Could have been a lot better. Just not really committed. All over the place. You see, we're on the curb, get a horrible exit, and then I think very shortly I'm actually gonna back out here, because I'm still going for it, because we're still only about a 10th away, and I do remember being about a 10th down. So yeah, so still trying to get every bit of time I can. I try to go a little low, but that curb is automatic spin unless you can just turn right. I would say unless you're on a wheel, that's about the only way you're saving that car. If not, you're probably done for. And even sometimes on a wheel, you still lose it. So yeah, now we just got to get out the way here and just let these guys by. And we're gonna go back to the pits. So as you see, Drain's actually second on the medium. So it does seem like we are very quick here, and I knew everyone was not at their full potential yet. I thought from time trial, it definitely did seem like a 109 from everyone was possible. Most people, like Suzuki, me, and probably my teammate, was possible, but obviously it's a totally different beast from an actual lobby. So I've seen people set time trial laps in the actual lobby, so I know it's possible. But we're actually gonna try these mediums again, and I kind of do want to start on the mediums this race because if an early safety car comes out, I want to get myself with some track position. So come to the line here, you see Al Beta and Destroyer have jumped up to fourth or third and fourth, and going through here, we're taking this pretty well. So you definitely can see we did lose a lot of time, and but the tires are kind of already done, so we're not getting the maximum potential they have. But you can see how much time we're gonna gain here, a 24/7. So yeah, I want you to pay attention to that as we make a big mistake there, not pretty much just ruin all the time I had. And I knew now at this point it's pretty much yeah, it's gonna be a tough, very very tough to get at least maybe 2/10 out of this lap, I felt. But at this point, but going through here, try to use up as much of the curb as I can. It does work out a bit, and you can just see though we're just not making enough time. And I knew even if it was going to be a small improvement, there's just no point finishing the lap. The tires are done. There's just no point. So I'm going to save these tires for the race just in case if they're needed, and I'm going to go into the pits. You actually see we've been dropped down to 6, so now we are on the soft tires. And yeah, I mean the speed is really really good. I was surprised how quick I was. I did not think I was going to be this quick. I knew I had pace for maybe top 5 for sure, but I did not think I was going to be this flat out fast. And you're really going to see my pace later. So coming to here, we're coming to our final lap in qualifying, almost at Q1. So here we come, and coming into turn 1, starting the doing the braking pretty well, right on that curb, a very nice exit. But the bad thing is we have just a little bit of traffic here, and that's actually just gonna mess me up a bit. And I don't get to that corner because I got dirty air, and it just messed me up. I also kind of got distracted a bit too. And going through here, you'll see a 24/7. I actually did a medium lap, and that was only, and I think the medium lap I did was about 200-300 slower. So yeah, not a very good sector 1. And sector 2 though, you see we're doing it really well, and hit the DRS a little late on it, but still not too bad. Going through here, purple sector 2, and like I said, I love this. I make a little mistake there, but thankfully, I think that was Al Beta, because the screen is kind of small for me, so I think that was Al Beta who was out the way. But coming to the line, let's see what it's going to be as we let the Honda power unit do everything it can. Should have took a shorter route to the line, but it's going to be P2, 300, and it's 300th off pole as the Williams spins out here. And I was thinking,
I ain't got no one coming.
and you're probably wondering why I put that clip in there, is because at that moment in my head I was thinking that Dunn Haas. I just was, as you see the sector times, I lost almost 3/10 in sector 1. So Suzuki was flying through sector 1 compared to everybody else. Even lost about 1/10 of my teammates. So I knew a 24.5 was definitely it was definitely possible. But you can see here, rain again is expected through the race, and everyone, unless you're starting on the hard tires, you're gonna have to stop. So but here we go on the formation lap. Well, I mean, like I said, unless you're on the hard tire, you're gonna have to stop. If you're soft for me, you're gonna have to stop for another dry set of tires. But if you're harsh, I don't know if they can go to the rain, but who knows? It just all depends if the rain gets here, and if it does, what lap. So yeah, but so we're here on the formation lap, but we're gonna go ahead and get to the grid as we get ready to kick off this Dutch Grand Prix. And yeah, Suzuki's not very known for good starts. He admitted to himself, but I mean, I've never seen anyone qualify like this guy. This guy has actually, I think this race was 3 straight poles, but now it's time to get this race on the way, and hopefully this entire time I've been praying that I won't spin, but lights are out and we get an absolute rocket start, and my teammate is actually side by side with Suzuki, and he actually is gonna take this spot, and Suzuki is actually spun round again. And if you don't know for Monza, obviously you probably don't, more than likely you don't. Suzuki spun on the first lap from pole and went on to win the race. So yeah, but speaking of my teammate, this is actually his home race because he is a Dutchman. So he ain't the only Dutchman in this race. You'll see the other Dutchman soon, but for right now he is the Flying Dutchman for right now. Well, actually no, he is the Flying Dutchman. So but anyways, I don't plan on really trying to battle anybody. For me right now, I'm trying to clear DRS zone, but I'm thinking, okay, let's at least try to push the pace a bit here, see if we can clear DRS to my teammate, or even third, maybe fourth place, maybe third can get away from fourth, anything like that. Because I think you always kind of do want to push the pace a bit, because you do want to try to break that DRS zone. But you can see I do get it up to about 7/10, but I'm not very committed. And I do love this track. This is my favorite track in the game. Even for 2020, it was my favorite track. But this track can be a handful, especially if you have a very oversteered setup. So you see, we set a purple sector 1, but my teammate, he gained about 2/10 on me. So I'm pretty sure he set a purple sector 1. And going through here, we just turn in a little early. Did get about 2/10 back, but we lose about 1/10.5. And then we get about another half of it back, then lose it again, and then we're getting it again, and then we get about another half a tenth. So so right now you see it's me, Jesse, Dran, Destroyer, and Pro. So, and you can see Dran's just about out of the DRS of my teammate, but luckily there's only 1 or 2 DR straights, and that second DR straight's not till the ending of sector 2. So as we set the fastest lap, and I am not gonna lie, my teammate Jesse, he had a lot of pace. I am not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna be a very strong contender to win this race. As you see, the confidence is just not quite there yet, but we're working to get there. So I'm still trying to break this DRS zone, but my teammate, he was actually having none of it. And but the good thing is we actually cleared the DRS of Dran, Destroyer, and Destroyer's actually broken the DRS of Pro. So it's a little bit of a breakaway from the top 4, and even the top 2 have broken away. So yeah, but you'll see here my teammate is actually gonna go for the move here, because I'm pretty sure he kind of thought he had a bit more pace, and my teammate is, from what I've seen, as you can see, he's actually got the gap up to 8/10. I'm actually having to push here a bit. He's actually really quick, but my teammate is he does kind of like to lead a bit. As you see, a Haas, I think an Alpine has spun out, and Frosty is actually out of the race because he retired, and that has caused the safety car. So I'm deciding with my teammate, do we pit? Does one of them stay out? Because I'm actually thinking I want track position, but I'm actually gonna decide to double stack here. You're probably thinking that wasn't probably smart. Some of you probably are thinking it was smart. I thought it was smart because I'm gonna have to pit in about 10 laps anyway, so it will really make no sense. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and get your pit stop out the way. The only bad thing is for me is that I did lose a couple of spots, but the good thing is Dran and Destroyer actually went for the hard tires, and I was actually kind of surprised by that. If the race had went green all the way, or if there was no rain, I wouldn't have been surprised, because it wouldn't matter. But my teammate Jesse is actually spun out. The cold tires got him. But you see, we're about to come to the restart here. So I want you to pay attention to this lap because the next about 20 seconds you're going to see is actually a lot happened. So you see Destroyer, yeah, there's a Haas actually trying to pit, and that actually kind of messes up Destroyer. And now I'm looking on Drain, and I go down the inside. Drain leaves the room at first, but then he doesn't. And you know, I didn't report him after the race, but Destroyer is actually going to see this as an opportunity. And
we're leading our teammate by 6.1 seconds.
Man, it is what it is. He said I didn't leave him space, but honestly, I felt like I left him enough space.
I think I left him space, to be honest. I don't really feel like
I mean, obviously, he's going to disagree with that, but I know I left him enough space. Probably he was entitled to a little bit more space, but I left just enough space for him, and at the kind of last second, he kind of bailed out. So, but now we got to, and he actually kind of did report me after the race, but I can't say I didn't get a penalty for that. So, as of right now, we are still good. But right now we're fighting Drain, and he's fighting pretty hard, which I'm not surprised. Obviously, you know, championship rivals and us being very quick and everything. He's actually using his ERS, and you see he has a little bit of a correction, and that was the bad thing about that is you kind of don't want to use overtake in that corner, because unless you have a very understeery car, it's not a good place to use it.
DRS is now online.
Now we're actually going on to the newbie. I'd say B in the Mercedes for Jesper, who couldn't make this race. He's actually
green flag.
Pretty quick. I didn't expect him to be you know, up in his first race, but you know, yet again, I never underestimate my competition. I kind of always expect the unexpected. So so for me right now, I know my tires aren't really good enough when I first got to them, but I actually got close and I decided to go for the dive bomb. We do make a bit of contact. That was my fault, but he didn't report me after the race, which I actually kind of was surprised. I was going to apologize to him, but I guess he really didn't care at all. So now it's up to the next Dutchman in this race. I believe the last one of the two Dutchmen, Pleb Master, in his home race. And yeah, Pleb Master is pretty clean. I think he's a he's actually a really fun guy to race against. I've actually had plenty of battles against him, and you know, he typically doesn't report a lot, which I actually kind of do like about him. I don't really remember him reporting a lot. I don't mind people who report a lot. I just think people that understand what hard racing is pretty cool people in my book. So, and he's definitely one of them. You know, obviously, he gets screwed like a win or something. Obviously, he's going to report it. I mean, I would too, but you know, if it's just like an incident for 15th place or probably even 6th place, he probably wouldn't report it. Podium at the least, I would say he probably would. But you can see here, though, we're actually struggling a bit. So we need to find the right time, and this could be the right time to make our move, because these guys are actually starting to race in a bit. And I'm thinking this is kind of a corner not to, but you can see they're going at it. And I thought about it, but I decided to back out and live to fight another day. But you can see Al Beta, because of that, is right on the cusp of DRS, and I wasn't too concerned because I knew I was better than everybody in Sector 2. It's just the straights I need to watch out for, because I'm not particularly fast in the straights. And you also see Spinning Wind. He's actually in 5th, and you know, I did a couple of practice laps with Spinning Wind, and he's doing a good job, because he says he does not like this track. He doesn't feel comfortable here, but you know, gave him a few tips and lessons, and you know, he's putting that into play. Hopefully he keeps that up. I don't know where he finished, but hopefully he keeps it up. But anyway, so I decide now, I think we kind of need to get time. As Plant Master actually gets a 3-second penalty, we actually kind of need to start thinking about making a move on G here. And you can see Plant Master's going defensive, and I thought about it, but I noticed I'm not going to be close enough. But you can see G's battery is actually quite low. So I saw that and started thinking this next little straight here could be an opportunity. So I go out wide. He actually hits the back of Plant Master. I think he hit the curb a bit too, and I got to the outside of him. And we make a little bit of contact, but we're leaving room, and we actually go around the outside for that move. So now we can go to the back of Plant Master as we are trying to get close to Plant Master, but we are in the DRS as Destroyer sets the fastest lap, and Destroyer actually got spun around, I believe, by somebody else. So yeah, it's not looking too good for the, I believe, no, he's second in the championship leader, DNF and Dren, so in the Ferrari. So we're actually looking to gain on our competitors a lot, and Plant Master is struggling kind of bit out of that last corner. It didn't really seem like anywhere else he was struggling, but I've seen now this is the time I need to get by him. I don't want to be stuck behind him in the second sector because I felt I can break DRS. So you can see he's kind of thinking about going for it, so I used a bit of the ERS to hold him off. But here is where you're going to start seeing my pace. You see I break the DRS in about 2 laps, and weather, as you see here, weather is it's about right on time for weather. So obviously it's dry, we're not pitting yet, but I knew, as you see now, raindrops have came, so it's not dry anymore, but this is actually kind of the funnest drop I've probably ever had. So you're gonna see here the track is getting wet, but it's just not ready enough for inters, and you're going to start to see here, I'm actually going to start to really build that gap up. So I think around here I started to kind of turn up the wick a little bit. Well, really, I don't really feel like I turned up the wick that much. It's either I did it a little bit or I didn't at all. I guess I just was adapting to these conditions better than everybody else. But my teammate Jesse, I believe, got wing damage and had to pit. So he basically had to take an extra 21 seconds. So yeah, I mean, I hate that for him. So yeah, through here you can see we actually are kind of pulling a bit, and I can kind of see that I wasn't gaining as much time as I thought in the drive, but when it was starting to get slicker and slicker and slicker, I started to kind of really pull that gap. So I think the gap last lap was what, 2.3, 2.4, or 2.5, one of those three, and now it's almost 3 seconds. It actually is 3 seconds, and you can see here I don't think I was actually full throttle through there. I'm just kind of taking it easy. And you can hear Jeff say this rain's going to be here for a while, but on the lap 24, Plant Master actually pitted for the softs, and yeah, I believe I believe for him, he made the right call. I don't think that was the wrong call for him, but for the win, it wasn't the right call because he actually had to pit again. So it actually was the wrong call. I think he spun out and got wing damage, but you can see here, I am really starting to open up the gap to the guys behind. So really, whenever it's time to pit, I will still come out P2 right now. So we are just absolutely doing everything we need to do. But you can see through here, there's the yellow flags, and I was kind of starting to get a little nervous because I was starting to see a lot of cars were starting to spin out, but this was very crucial. So you see that car, I believe that is G coming out right behind us, and he's on the inter. So this is going to be an act. I was actually looking at him to see, is it time for inters? And this was going to tell me if it was time. And you see, I actually got to change strategy, but I wasn't sure because this game is, yeah, you never can trust this game. But you can see here, it's actually time for enters because he just blew right by me. But going through here, there's a safety car, and at first, I wasn't really too upset about it. But in my head, I'm thinking, do I want to take enters? Do I want to take softs? Because in my head, I was thinking, I don't want to risk this. And Jeff says dries. But in my head, I'm thinking it's going to be wet. So I think you see there, I actually had the wet selected. And, oh no, it was a hard selected. And you can see there, because of the wet, I actually speed in the pit lane, and because the Red Bull pit box is so short, I didn't get to change the tires I wanted to go to. I actually was going to change to the softs anyway, so yeah, it wasn't a smart call from me. I just didn't know what to do, honestly. I felt it was enters, but I didn't know what the guys behind were going to do, and you'll see here, they actually went on enters, and I had to pit again. And you're going to see that 5-second penalty be very costly because now I have to serve it in the pits. And you actually can see Suzuki did the same thing. So he is in the pits too. And I'm coming out now. So now we are going to have to hope we get in front of Suzuki. And coming to him now, we do not. And I don't know if you can hear my frustration, but I was severely frustrated. And the guy that actually caused the safety car was a lap down. So once I realized that, and I think it was actually like 3 or 4 corners before coming to the restart, I actually realized that guy was a lap down. So I wasn't really too happy about that because I felt that was kind of ridiculous for him, but it is what it is. I will hope he didn't do it on purpose. I'm pretty sure he didn't do it on purpose. It's just, when you're a lap car, you shouldn't be, you know, obviously, you know, you want to get every point you can, but I think you should be trying your best not to call the safety car. So we're P4 though, and we still are on track for a podium, but that has put Albeta in the P4. But Turtle Hopper gets a 5-second penalty, but I don't think that is going to stand. I actually didn't realize that until actually entering this corner right now, but I did kind of realize, you know, that isn't going to stand. So right now we are still P4. My teammate Jesse does have a 3-second penalty, and he actually protested both the penalties, 5 second and 3 second, 5 second and 3 second, as we make a mistake. One of the 5 seconds did get overturned, but the 3 seconds stayed. And you see here, I'm actually just not comfortable in these conditions. I just don't feel comfortable. So you see Suzuki actually is trying to get by Turtle Hopper because he knows he can still win this race. So he's actually being very, very aggressive here. And Suzuki just kind of pushes him out wide. And that's actually fair game. I don't really think that was anything wrong with that. That's just fair game. But Turtle Hopper's going to come right back, obviously. And Suzuki's trying to go defensive. So, and Turtle Hopper was, I ain't gonna lie, he was kind of being annoying to me and Suzuki. Obviously, he's doing nothing wrong. I mean, there's a podium on the line for him. You know, obviously he wouldn't do the same thing, but, you know, this is just letting Albeta get away. And yeah, you see that Aston Martin that's fun, that is not Destroyer. And
oh, stuck behind this guy. Move.
For me, right now, I'm just thinking, okay, let's just get a podium. As Suzuki actually gets a penalty, and I can say that warning I just got was my first warning of the race. I only had one warning. I'm pretty sure I had just one warning. It took 34 laps because this track for me is not very hard or very easy to get penalties at. I think I've actually done really good here to not get penalties, but you see here we're on Turtle Hopper, and right now we are set for P3, but Destroyer is actually P, as we actually just sent a big dive on Turtle Hopper. I don't know why he was going so slow, but Destroyer is actually in P6 right now, and yeah, he did get bailed out by that safety car, and I knew Turtle Hopper was gonna send it down my inside, but I didn't want to risk it, so I kind of did just let him by, and you know,
whoa, get out the way, dude.
I just kind of had to accept it is what it is. Because I actually run into the back of him,
Why are
and
you racing so hard?
it wasn't intentional, but I knew I kind of had to get by this guy if I wanted to have a chance. Because Suzuki, I don't think he's gonna build the 3-second gap, but I don't trust this Turtle Hopper guy. I don't really know him very well, and you know, I was pretty annoyed he was kind of in the way because I knew I'm quicker than him, but obviously he's putting up quite a fight, and you know, I mean, obviously anyone will repay the favor. Obviously, I get to repay the favor because, you know, we're racing. But really, in hindsight, he did nothing wrong. He's obviously fighting for a podium. Like I said, I would do the same thing. So, in hindsight, you just gotta be. It is what it is. So now I'm trying to get as close as I can for the main straight, but this is definitely not close enough. I need to be a bit closer because I know for this turn I'm not very confident. So going through here, I'm thinking let's just get as close as I can. And he actually opened up the bottom and then kind of turned down. So I thought he was going to just kind of go to the top because he wasn't fully committed. But yeah, he actually, that was my fault, I can't say. It's, you know, he kind of does give me the payback a bit. So I did get pushed out. He did push me out wide, which was honestly I did deserve. And but now we are set into P3, and the win is just not. At this point, I'm thinking the win is just not gonna happen. Suzuki, I definitely know Suzuki is gonna go for it. There's no way he won't. So I want to be as close as I can, but I'm also trying to watch for Turtle Hopper because he does seem like he wants to make the move. And going through here, Suzuki is right up on Albeta, and Suzuki is actually going to go for the move, and he's going to hang around the outside. Albeta pushes him out wide, but I think Albeta was smart there. But you can see he actually is going pretty slow here, so I decided to dive it down his inside, but I overshot it, run onto the curb in the gravel, and yeah, that is going to be P2 this race for the Dutch Grand Prix, and I just can't tell you how upset I was. That one lap car completely changed my whole race.
Idiots, bro. They never.
And really, I can't even really blame the lap car because at the same time, it's kind of on my doing too. Should have picked the inters, but really, I can't say I actually did not get P2 this race. I actually got P5 because the steward said since I hit Turtle Hopper, that did give me the position. That's the way I passed him. So I did get a 3-second penalty for that. But the point standings we're looking good here. We got a few points back. So we're actually not going to race on Sunday. It's going to be Saturday at Spa. So because of the real race. So I will see you all there. This is VRT Black. Good night.